Real quick, if you want to learn more about macronutrients and understand that methodology on how they can help you achieve your body composition goals of changing the way your body looks, I put together a free 15-minute training where I dive into macronutrients and how you can control your body for the rest of your life with them. That link is in the description below. Click on it after listening to the show today. And 100. What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Macro Hour with Nikki Stott, co-founder of WarriorBabe. And on this podcast, we talk about mindset, methodologies, and tactics that will help you lose body fat, build muscle, be strong, and feel insanely confident. I am your host, Nikki Stott, and welcome, you guys, to episode 100. First of all, before I dive into today's topic, I just want to give a sincere, huge thank you. Thank you to all of you listeners. Thank you to each and every one of you who has rated the show, who has reviewed the show. We have never dipped below top 50 for the podcast in the United States in the fitness category. And that's because of you guys. We don't run any ads or any marketing or anything to this podcast, to this show. Our rankings, our downloads, the feedback, the reviews are the reason why we hold top 50 and majority of the time top 20 is because of you guys. So, man, just a sincere thank you. A sincere thank you for the listeners, for any of you guys that have shared this, and just for spreading the word about this show. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have these rankings, and we've also broke 210,000 downloads since January of this year, 2023. That is when the show has been birthed. So we've been in the show, in the podcasting arena for 10 months, and we have majority of the time been top 20, and we have broken 210,000 downloads. So, man, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being a listener and loving the show. And most importantly, like doing something after the show, whether it's you have motivation, you have encouragement, you have more knowledge, you have more tips, you have more tricks, you have more methodologies, you have more tactics, you have more things to help you achieve the goals of losing body fat, building muscle, and most importantly, feeling more confident in your own skin. So from my heart to yours, thank you guys so much. Okay, let's get into today's topic, you guys. So because it's the 100th episode, it was funny. I was on, we have an all hands company meeting for WarriorBabe every single month, the first Tuesday of every month. And one of the team members was like, what's the 100th podcast going to be? And I was like, I have no idea. And then one of the team members dropped in the chat box, 100 reasons to be fit. Now, obviously, I'm going to dive into 100 reasons why to track your macros, to strength train, and to transform your mind and body. And this is going to be such a fun podcast because, like, there's some that, maybe you wouldn't even think of that are so important to do those things for yourself, for your longevity, for your life, for your health, for your wellness, for your mental being, for your confidence, for your courageousness, for your discipline, for your all of the things. These 100 reasons all are the backbone to eating right, to building more muscle. And from there, when you do that, you transform your mind and you transform your body. So the reasons to do these things are like what you can experience by doing these things. Okay. So that's what we're going to dive in today. I'm going to have buckets. You guys know I like buckets lately. I like breaking things down into buckets. So the first bucket, there's going to be 30 reasons to tracking your macros. The second bucket, there's going to be 30 reasons to strength training. The next bucket is going to be 20 combined benefits of those two buckets. And then we're going to dive into a bucket of having 10 reasons why tracking macros and building and strengthening your body through strength training helps with your confidence and your mental well-being. And then just like a bucket with like random things that these things help you do throughout your life. Literally, the 100 reasons is going to encompass like all of the positive things that can happen when you track your macros, strength train, and then work to get the results that you are seeking within your mind, body, muscle, fat loss, confidence, all of the things, okay? So let's first talk about the 30 reasons why you should track macronutrients. Number 1, improved nutrient intake. So this, when you track your macros, that ensures that you're getting the right balance of the major macronutrient groups, being carbs, proteins, and fats. Not eliminating one, not lowering one all the way, to 10%, not forgetting about your protein or struggling to take your protein. When you track macronutrients, the most important thing is your improved nutrition intake, which just improves all of the other things I'm going to talk about here. But it ensures you get the right balance of macronutrients. It ensures you get the right balance of carbs, protein, and fats. Number 2 is better weight management. So this helps you understand how different foods affect your overall body weight, right? Where it's not just like, when I say that, it's like when you step on the scale and you see when you didn't overeat, but like you step on the scale and you see it go up. Well, maybe you had more salty things or more sugary things. It's causing your body to hold on to more body weight. It's not necessarily body fat, but the scale doesn't recognize, oh, this is your sodium intake, this is your sugar intake, and like this is like your muscle mass, right? It just gives you a number. Okay, so when you track your macronutrients, you're able to understand how the different foods affect your body. Number 3, increased energy. Proper macronutrients, protein, fats, and carbs, proper nutrition intake optimizes your energy levels. Point, period, end blank, end story. Like eating the right foods and eating enough of the right foods. You guys, for many women that I know that have focused in on this, come to WarriorBabe or us coaches with no energy or having low energy and feeling tired midday and not sleeping enough and X, Y, and Z. And by feeding their body what it wants and what it needs, the increased energy levels have just skyrocketed. And they're on the other side and they're like, oh my God, like I can't wait to eat more food because of the energy that it's giving me, right? So increased energy is huge when it comes to tracking macronutrients. Number 4, muscle growth. When you make sure that you're eating the right protein intake, you can know that you will be providing your muscles the necessary nutrient for them to grow. Number 5, improved recovery. So by giving your body the macronutrients that it needs post-workout or in the next 24 to 48 hours following your workout, you know that you're giving your body the right nutrients that it needs in order to recover properly. Number 5. Number 6, it reduces nutrient deficiencies. So by you tracking macronutrients, it helps you understand what you are eating and knowing that you are getting enough of the specific nutrients that your body needs, even at a micro level too as well. Micronutrients and macronutrients. Number 8, and then this is also tied into number 14, but tailored diets and or customized meal planning. So by you tracking your macronutrients, it allows you to adjust your intake based on your personal goals. So for that specifically, I think about the different phases that we can take a body through, right? If you're somebody coming in, I'm not going to spend too much time talking on this, but the different phases is like retraining your metabolism. If you're someone that's eating 700 calories and we want you to eat 1,400 calories, you got to go through a retrain process. There's a cut phase, there's a maintenance phase, there's a building phase, right? So like depending on your goals, we can adjust your macronutrient intake to meet those personal goals, right? And then I'll talk about customized meal planning differently when we focus on number 14. But number 9 is better performance. So optimal macronutrient intake, protein, fats, and carbs, it boosts your overall performance inside and outside of the gym. Just better performance everywhere. Like immediately my brain goes to like your libido. It improves your libido and improves your energy levels. It improves your performance inside of your workouts. It improves your performance inside of your work responsibilities. It improves your performance being a better mom. It improves your performance being a better wife, right? So like all of those things, it improves your performance when you are giving your body the right nutritional intake. Number 10, educational. I love this one. You learn more about nutritional contents of foods when you are focusing on macronutrients. I love saying that macronutrients, tracking your macros, is not another diet. It's a skill set that will serve you for the rest of your life. When you are tracking macros, you learn what a protein is, what a carb is, what a fat is, and you learn by doing that and implementing it how your body feels about eating those foods, and you learn how your body performs with those foods, right? So then you're learning, when you look at a plate of food and over time you track your macros, you recognize this is a portion size of protein. This is a portion size of carbs. This is a portion size of fats. Like I remember when I started my journey, I had no idea. And even when I talk to people nowadays, they're like, what are macronutrients? I'm like, macronutrients are in everything that you eat. And majority of you guys probably are eating more of 2 of the categories of macros and limiting one of them, protein, right? So you just learn more about nutritional contents of foods when you're focusing on learning macronutrients. Number 11, it aids in fat loss. Love that one. It preserves lean muscle, but it decreases body fat. So in previous podcasts, I've talked about this. There's actually a really good one when I talk about weight loss versus fat loss. A lot of people, when they focus on weight loss, they go to calories, right? And they focus on decreasing the calorie number. And then the nutrients that make up the calories can be all over the place. It can be one day it's high protein, low fat, medium carbs. Another day it's low protein, all carbs, low fat. You know what I mean? But when you focus on macros for the certain goal of decreasing body fat and preserving and then when you're doing just calories, you can tap into muscle mass, which you don't want to do, right? To the women that I'm talking about that want to build muscle and be more toned. When you eat the right macronutrients, the protein is helping to preserve the lean muscle mass. And then by having the calories broken down into the right macronutrients, this will help aid in fat loss, okay? For the sake of getting through all of 100, I'm going to do my best to not provide as much education as I want to in this podcast. I just want to get the sole concept of why tracking macronutrients, these 30 reasons, is so important. And then we're going to dive into strength training. It's really hard for me not to veer off of these points though. So that was 11. Number 12, optimal health. This ensures that you get essential vitamins and minerals by tracking your macronutrients. Number 13, improved mood, higher energy, the things that I've already said. This, by eating right, it has such a positive and profound impact on your brain health and your overall mood. Number 14, like I touched on, customized meal planning. So when you track your macronutrients, you're able to build meals that fit into your overall macro goals. And this is where I said with the calories thing, right? You could go to a restaurant and you could find that there's X amount of calories in this specific entree that you want, but like, is it all carbs and fats and little protein? Probably. But when you're tracking your macros, you're able to customize your meal plan. You're able to build meals that fit your macro targets, where you want to have a nice balance of protein, fat, and carbs. Number 15, enhanced focus. There is nothing more true than this one. Tracking your macronutrients, providing your body what it needs, sharpens your overall mental focus. Like this one I just can speak so true to, because these are one of the most profound things that I have realized for myself by eating the right foods and eating enough of the right macronutrients for myself. Whenever I have days where I slip and I don't eat my overall macronutrient goal number, the next day, and maybe this follows for a couple of days, especially when I travel where things are just off, I get foggy. I talked about this in previous podcasts. I get so foggy, but when I am like on point, my protein is hit, all of my things are in alignment, dude, mental focus through the roof. My performance in my work days are prime. My performance and my workouts are prime, all thanks to my mental focus. Number 16, ladies who are going through menopause, postmenopause, even experience premenopausal symptoms. Having the right balance of macronutrients supports your hormonal balance. Each macronutrient, especially your fats, play a key role in hormone production. So I'm going to say there because I literally could spend a whole podcast talking about that. And I talked about it in previous podcast. Another one, 17, greater accountability. It keeps you honest with your intake. Guys, my friends, those of you that are in the WarriorBabe VIP who work one-on-one with one of our coaches, there's greater accountability here. It keeps you honest. We look at your MyFitnessPal trackers every single day, and we have compliance trackers of whether you are or are not hitting your macros. It is the greatest tool of accountability. Keeps you honest. 18, data-driven decisions. So tracking your macros can help you make dietary adjustments based on concrete data that you have experienced by eating specific foods. Gluten-free, vegan, something that you're intolerable to. It helps you to make adjustments wherever needed because you have a more nutritional concept of what you're eating. And that's why I said earlier, it helps you to identify foods that may affect your overall body composition or how you feel. Number 19, it reduces overeating. So I just actually was previously talking about this in another podcast, but when you are structured with your targets for the day, it helps you to be more conscious of your intake. Number 20, improve relationship with food. I talked about this a little bit earlier by saying that macronutrients is not another diet. It's a skill set that will serve you for the rest of your life. When you start learning all the things about food, you understand that the food that you're giving your body is fuel. And you have to track and you have to eat the right things first before you can really believe that and have evidence to provide that statement. But trust me, you understand food so much better and you have an improved relationship with food when you're tracking macronutrients. Number 21, personal empowerment. Okay, it gives you knowledge of this concept, knowledge of food, knowledge of macronutrients, knowledge of what you're eating. It gives you power over making food choices on a daily basis. That's huge. Number 22, precision. So tracking macronutrients, it allows you to hit exact nutrient targets. That's huge. When you're precise with your macros, when you're consistent with your macros, you can guarantee X amount of results in X amount of time. Number 23, number 24 go together, better sleep. And when you better sleep, it helps for long-term health. Better sleep when you have proper nutrition, you sleep better. I sleep like a damn baby at night. I have an Oura Ring, love this thing. And I track my sleep readiness, my sleep scores on a daily basis. It's an absolute game changer. But eating the right things gives me the ability to fall into deep sleep, to fall into REM sleep, to have a higher efficient sleep score percentage. Number 24, long-term health. It supports everything. When you're eating the right things, I say nutrition is king, exercise is queen. When you're eating the right things, it supports cardiovascular health, it supports bone health, it supports your overall health. Number 25, better metabolic understanding. So you learn how your body, like I said earlier, processes different foods. And so you learn what your body likes, what it doesn't like, and you're able to target the foods that it's maybe intolerant to, or you just things that just don't sit well. It gives you a better understanding of your metabolism and better metabolic understanding. Number 6, it reduces cravings. One of the biggest things that you will notice when you track macronutrients is obviously your improved protein intake. And when you have improved protein intake, protein is a macronutrient king to helping you curb your cravings. And you won't feel so hungry all the time throughout the day because protein helps to make you feel fuller for longer periods of time. So that, along with helping to regulate blood sugar that protein also helps to do, will help you to reduce overall cravings. Number 27, supports immune function. Number 28, optimize brain health. Number 29, reduced risk of disease. Huge. And number 30, which I think a lot of people say that eating healthy is too expensive, it's actually cost efficient. When you understand your macro needs, when you understand what your body needs, you will know exactly the range of groceries that you need, essentially. Okay. And so you'll waste less food. Okay. So it's actually and like you're not spending and going out all the time and getting lunch at random restaurants or you're planning ahead of time. I'd done this on, it was a YouTube when I did a 30-minute meal prep, hilarious video. You guys have to go check it out on WarriorBabe's YouTube. And I also went grocery shopping. It was an added mini challenge. And for myself individually, and I've also asked though moms, and here I am getting sidetracked, moms with families, it's not as expensive as you guys. It's like a limiting belief that we just need to break. I'll say that and save space for the podcast here. We're already 20 minutes in and I've only gotten through 30. Okay, let's keep going. Strength training. Let's dive into the 30 reasons of the 100 that of this overall 100 podcast right now that makes strength training so important and why you need to do strength training. So number 31, increase muscle mass. Given it increases and builds muscle, which tones muscle, which everyone that wants to be toned, strength training is the pivotal transitional play that you have to do in order to be toned. You have to build more muscle. It increases muscle mass. Number 32, bone health. It helps to increase bone density. My ladies that are in menopause, postmenopause, it reduces the risk of osteoporosis. I've talked about this in previous podcasts. Number 33, it improves your metabolism. For those of you guys that want to have a faster metabolism to aid in fat loss, muscle burns more calories at rest than fat. So the more muscle that you have on your body, the more calories you will burn at rest than fat. Okay? Number 34, functional strength. It enhances everyday activities that you do from walking to climbing stairs, and it reduces your injury risk, which is huge because when I used to work in the emergency room, I used to see women coming in all the time for breaking their hips because they fell and they were fragile and they didn't have strong bones. And so when you strength train, you put resistance to your muscle, it makes your muscle stronger and it makes your bones stronger. Number 35, it improves your posture. Number 36, just like I said with nutrition and macronutrient focused reasons, it improves your mental health benefits. It has mental health benefits. It reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. Number 37, it increases your endurance. Stronger muscles help you to perform better with any endurance that you do over time. Number 38, to my ladies that are 50 plus, it improves your balance and stability. There's so many times when I used to coach women in person in a small studio that were 50 plus years of age, I would always have them focus on single body part exercises, especially with the legs, because I was helping them to improve their balance and their stability. It strengthens and stabilizes your muscles with strength training. Number 39, reduce risk of chronic disease, like the same thing that I said with focusing on eating right and tracking your macros. Number 40, it has increased life and longevity. Strength training, what I like to say is from Dr. Gabrielle Lyons, muscle is the organ of longevity. And so the more muscle that you have, the more strength training that you do, because clearly strength training is what builds muscle, this is associated with giving you a longer lifespan. It's amazing. Number 41, improved sleep. Number 42, increased flexibility. Number 43, fat loss. Muscle requires energy, which helps in burning fat. Number 44, reduced back pain. So when you strengthen your core muscles, which a lot of people that have back pain probably don't strengthen their core or train their core as often. When you do that and you get a lot of exercises, not just solely going in and working your core, but even an encompass of other exercises help engage your core. And so the stronger your core is, the stronger your back muscles will be. Number 45, enhanced brain health. Number 46, improved mood, just like nutrition does for you. Strength training releases these feel-good chemicals. It releases these endorphins, and it acts as mood elevators, which is so good and it feels so good once you're done a workout. It increases your confidence. Number 47. Number 48, better physical appearance. I mean, everybody starts out their journey wanting to look better. It's totally a surface level physical appearance that you want to improve, right? That's the type of goal that you want to go after. Leaner and more toned body is what strength training will help you do. Number 49, just like eating right, increase energy levels. It enhances your stamina and it reduces fatigue. Number 50, reduced risk of injury. Number 51, improved heart health. Number 52, hormonal benefits, my friends. Increased level of growth hormone, increased level of testosterone, the things that anybody that experiences hormonal shifts, right? The strength training can be just a natural way of you balancing out your hormones. Number 54, improved digestion. It regularly exercising, regularly doing strength training it creates a healthy digestive system inside. Number 55, this needs no explanation. It reduces your stress. 56, it enhances your performance. 57, it provides a sense of personal empowerment, just like eating right does. Because when you go into the gym and you set out and achieve specific goals that you didn't think you were able to do before, it is so freaking empowering. Like we just had our weekly coach meeting that we have with our coaches every single week. And we always share our wins with the clients. And one of the coaches was like, my babe, who's 57 years old, set out for a goal to do a pull-up. And she finally did an unassisted pull-up. And that is a personal empowerment, motivating aspect to what strength training can do for you. Then at 58, enhanced joint health. 59, social benefits, right? Joining a gym or joining a class can help you meet new people and new people that are in, doing these same goals that you're working towards. Joining WarriorBabe, being around and surrounded by like-minded women who are on the same journey as you. And then you don't you don't have as many social opinions of people that aren't doing what you're doing. You have more people that are doing what you're doing and are, inspiring you and encouraging you to continue after this goal that you're working towards with strength training, getting stronger. And then number 60, one of my favorites is discipline and commitment. Strength training, what I like to say is when you look at somebody that has built muscle and their body is very muscular, strong, you can know that person is a hard worker, and you can know that person has and cares about themselves. And strength training does that. It builds discipline and commitment, but it also builds character and it establishes your work ethic. So that one's really important. And building discipline, I've talked about many, many times in the podcast, but if you can consistently keep the promises to yourself with strength training and do all of the things that you are telling yourself that you want to do with getting to the gym 4 times a week, and you're doing that consistently for months on end, you're no longer just motivated. You are disciplined and you're keeping the promises to yourself, like I shared in a previous podcast, of the commitments. And now you're just building more character, you're building trust within yourself, and you're establishing a solid work ethic regime for yourself too. So, okay, 60. We're down to 60 reasons. Where am I at with time? 27 minutes. Holy moly. This may be a long podcast, you guys, but what better than to hang out here for a little bit? The 100th episode, man, the 100th episode. This is so cool that we are here, that we have done 100 episodes in the last 10 months, and you guys are listening to them all and enjoying them all. Okay, so we did 30 reasons for tracking your macros, 30 reasons for strength training. Now let's do 20 reasons of the combined effort of the two. Like what happens when you combine the two? So number 61 is synergy. The combination is more effective than either alone, right? When you combine tracking your macros and when you combine working out, putting them together is going to get you the optimal results that you are seeking. It's really hard to just focus on nutrition and want to be toned and you're not doing any strength training exercises. And then vice versa. It's really hard. You can't outwork a bad diet. So you can strength train and you can be gung-ho and you could be doing it for months on end, but you cannot if you're not eating right, you're not going to get the results that you want. So the synergy of combining these two is way more effective than just focusing on one alone. Hey guys, love so much that you guys are listening to this podcast. If you ever want to have the video version of this, which usually has more effects and all that good stuff for those of you who are visual learners, check out our YouTube channel, WarriorBabe, if that's what you like. Either way, keep enjoying the show. Number 62 is with doing that, you accelerate results. So proper nutrition supports strength training gains. I always say, like, when you're inside the gym, you're breaking down the muscle, which is important but for you to build that up, you have to eat right in the post-workout, the 24 hours following that workout. So if you do those right and you combine those two together, you accelerate your results. Number 63, it reduces the risk of overtraining, right? So I've talked about this in previous podcasts. If you are consistently training 7 days a week, and you're not eating right, then you're putting yourself at a risk of overtraining. But if you are eating right and you're eating enough to support those efforts, then you will have the support of a proper recovery. Number 64, holistic health. Both of these address together combined holistically focusing on eating the right things, which can eliminate, like I said, health problems or the risk of diseases. And then same with strength training. These two combined are just natural medicines for you to have longevity in your life. Number 65, body transformation is obvious. These combined efforts have a profound impact on your body composition. Number 66, both of them, like I said earlier, optimize your performance. 67, the reduction of plateaus. So if you're eating right, you can overcome training ruts, and vice versa. If you can train a little bit harder and you can be eating right, and then you can break through plateaus in that manner. 68, enhanced recovery. 69, long-term success. Maintaining both of these habits promotes longevity in the health arena. 70, personal growth. We've talked about this, like teaching patience, persistence, and discipline. 71, enhanced mood. Okay. 72 through 80, right? It's like these, I don't want to repeat myself for the sake of the podcast, but it's like better brain function, optimal health, enhanced lifestyle, better sleep patterns, building good habits. These things combined, you guys, it's like you can't have one without the other. And the way that I opened up these 21's combined effort, you can't have one without the other. In order to have all of these things and why they're so important and to experience these results, you have to combine the two and you have to have synergy between the two. Now, what I didn't talk about as much is the next 10, which will get us to 90, is when you these 10 reasons, when you track macros and you do strength training, the mental aspect and the confidence that you gain by doing that is so huge. And I don't think it's so much touched on as much, because a lot of people just think about the tactics. They think I need to eat right. I need to track my food. I need to get this workout in. And I want to bring you guys to a higher level perspective of how it just overall impacts your mind and your mental well-being. So number 81, it boosts confidence. Meeting your personal goals in both of these areas builds huge self-esteem, huge self-trust, huge self-respect. When you say you're going to do the things of tracking your macros and you actually do, you boost confidence within yourself. When you say that you're going to strength train for 4 days out of the 7 days of the week and you actually do, it boosts your self-confidence. Number 82, you have control over your life. I think I talked about this in previous podcasts before. You are the one in control of everything that I am talking about today. You are the one that can choose to eat right and to actually take the action of eating right and to learn how to track your macronutrients. You are the one that is in control of your fitness, of going to work out, of saying I'm going to do this and actually going to do the action of working out. Taking charge in both of these respects gives a sense of control. 83, improved mental fortitude. So I talked about this on the reasons why it's so important to keep the promises to yourself, but overcoming like when you don't want to do something, or overcoming when you're not motivated and you actually overcome it and you do the things, that strengthens your mind. 84, it reduces your anxiety. Proper nutrition, working out, both combined, there's so many studies on the ability of the reduction and reducing your anxiety symptoms. 85, empowerment. In terms of like, I've talked about empowerment in terms of like accomplishing goals, but empowerment of you learning the knowledge of this and the application of these things empowers you at an individual level. When you gain more understanding of it, the more understanding you have makes you be able to apply it easier. Social, 686, social engagement. Like I said, engaging in fitness communities, talking to other people that you've never talked to, engaging in conversations around this boosts social confidence. 87, body positivity. Building a stronger body fosters a positive body image. 88, overcoming challenges, like I said, pushing through barriers boosts your mental resilience. 89, routine and structure. Both of these practices of eating right and proper nutrition, it induces discipline and structure and mental clarity for you. When you have a plan of 4 workouts a week and you do it, that's structure, that's routine. When you eat almost the same things like I do on a daily basis, that's structure, that's routine. And this builds discipline and it builds structure for yourself. And it gives also tons and tons and tons of mental clarity. And 90, in this bucket here of confidence and well-being, it reduces your symptoms of depression. So I talked about anxiety, but when you have physical activity and you're doing it and you're strength training and you're working out and you're eating right, it alleviates depression. And there's tons of studies that back that up too as well. So that's in the main bucket of confidence and well-being. 10 reasons how these two combined efforts of strength training and tracking your macros increases your confidence and your well-being in those respects. Very important. All right. Some of them I'm realizing as I was writing through these that some of them are definitely overlapping, but in the respects of the buckets, they have their own individual reasons why they're so important and why you should track and why you should strength train for your mental well-being. Now, this last bucket is a little bit more of like a miscellaneous. It's like how else these things positively impact your life. So number 91 is you're setting an example. You're setting an example for your friends. You're setting an example for your family. You're setting an example for your grandkids. You're setting an example for your loved ones to be inspired to maybe take the similar actions that you're taking for yourself. You're setting an example for others to prioritize their overall health, their overall well-being, their overall, learning to build confidence, learning how to strength train, learning how to eat right. You are setting a huge example, whether you know it or not. Number 92, it provides a huge, greater sense of independence. So I can speak to this because by me, like 8 years later, right, I've built the body that I absolutely love and I've put in the work. And this strong body, it gave me a greater independence to myself and my self-worth, my self-respect. And so many facets of my life have, because I've been able to do this, have opened up, just knowing that I got me in a sense, right? I have my own independence. Number 93. So in the long run, this financial savings that you can produce with yourself by having and leading a healthier lifestyle can reduce fewer medical bills. It can reduce, the exponential amount of, doctor's visits that will accrue in your deductibles or whatever you have to pay outright. You'll find that by leading a healthier lifestyle, people say it's expensive. It's actually way more inexpensive than you think because of the greater facet of what could go wrong when you don't eat right, when you don't exercise, when you don't take care of your body now. Number 94, a huge enhanced creativity. it leads to, like I've talked about, mental clarity, but also so many more facets of like these fun, creative ideas can come into your brain by eating right, giving your body the way it needs. It's like brain juice, both eating right and working out. Productivity, increased productivity for number 95, 96, personal growth, right? There's so many profound personal and character developments that you can experience along the way of eating right and working out. Better quality of life, number 97. Number 98, increased mobility. Number 99, life balance. And 100, the 100th reason why you should track your macros, why you should try and train, why you should transform your mind and body by doing those, by eating right and strength training, is just the overall self-care. Man, the self-care, the self-care routine that you put yourself in, the self-care structure that you put you in, the boundaries that you have for yourself, these all compile and compound to just both your body and your mind, and holistically providing yourself a sense of just overall, like, I'm taking care of myself, which is so important. But this is all beneath the tactics of like eating right and strength training. It's like at the bottom root core of it is it's improving you. And, you know, even going a little bit deeper, it's like every decision on a daily basis that you make, is it improving your self-care or is it devaluing your self-care? And that's like a deeper question to be asking yourself. But in conclusion, of the buckets, the miscellaneous to the confidence and mental well-being to the combined benefits of strength training and tracking your food and tracking your macros, those are 100 reasons why you need to track your macros, why you should track your macros, because these are all of these, I should say, not even 100 reasons, 100 benefits to tracking your macros, to strength training and transforming your mind and your body. I hope you guys enjoyed that 100th episode. That was super fun, just walking through, you know, overall, just, again, I keep going back to this, but like the deeper reasons of doing these things. And it comes down to you as a whole individual and improving your whole individual self on so many facets. So if you guys could, if you have not yet, after listening to 100 episodes, or even maybe this is your first one, or this is your second one, or this is your 10th one, please, I would appreciate you guys so much if you could just take like 3 minutes of your time to rate it, to give it a star rating, and then to review it. Leave some words that, you know, you took away from why you love listening to this podcast. I appreciate that so much, you guys. It goes far more than me, just my appreciation. Appreciation is an understatement. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Hey guys, real quick. If you're interested in taking your body to the next level, lose body fat, build more muscle, feel more confident, do it alongside one of our 30+ professional coaches. Work one-on-one with her to eliminate all of the guesswork that you may have. And all you need to do is just do the work that she tells you to do to get to those goals of yours. Now, to learn more, click the link below this podcast and apply to our VIP program right now.